Merry meet and welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. And if you're brand new, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much for being here today. So today I am going to take you on, I guess just kind of a brief tour of what I like to try and do in the mornings before work. And usually I'm not able to on the weekends because we're pretty busy on the weekends, but I do like to try and get this accomplished in my mornings if possible. So I guess this is what I call my witchy version of meditation and study. So yeah, I'll go ahead and flip the camera around so you guys can kind of get an idea, and I'll show you the different things that I like to try and do. I don't do all of them every single morning, but I figured this would be easy. It'd be easier just to kind of explain different things that I'm kind of using right now, kind of into things that vibe with me, and things that just kind of bring me a crazy sense of joy on the day-to-day as I try to work on some things. So anyway, I hope you guys stick around for the whole video, and thank you so much for being here. Okay, so one of the things I absolutely try to do every morning is I try to do either a quick oracle reading, or I'll do like a full oops, this is upside down, tarot reading. And if I'm going to do a full tarot reading, then I have two different oracle decks that I like to use with that as well. But let me show you kind of, so these are the oracles and the tarot deck that I absolutely love right now. I have been using this for probably 2 years now. I'm not really a person that's into like bones and skulls and that sort of thing, and I'm not really a huge fan of anatomy. I had to take anatomy for college, anatomy physiology, and I managed to pass my class without ever actually having to touch a single thing because it grosses me out. Now, I know a lot of pagans use a lot of what I call the dead things in their practice. That's cool. You do you. It's not really my thing. So yeah, so there's that. But I really vibe with this tarot for some reason. This tarot just really kind of is amazing. The artwork is incredible. I'll just show you kind of a handful. And I'm really into vintage things, which is kind of what drew me in for this one. But yeah, so I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful deck, and it's great quality. I know there were some mixed reviews, I guess, when it first came out, but whatever the problems were, she apparently fixed them. So I love these. But yeah, super cool. Love that. The book that comes with it is easy to read and to follow. So even though I have done tarot for a few years, I am still learning. I don't think you can actually master tarot in just, a couple of years. I think it takes a long time. So I'm still working on that. So I will show you my tarot guide to book here in a second also. But love this book, love these cards, love this deck. Okay, so that's gorgeous. The first oracle that I purchased for myself was this one, and I just love it. Again, it has that vintage vibe that I totally dig. Very much my kind of a thing. These are the only thing I do not like about this deck is how huge they are. And I guess I have really small hands, like what was it, in Austin Powers? And they said carny hands. I have like carny hands or something because these things are so tiny. But the artwork is stunning. Again, I mean, if you're just going for aesthetics, these are very pleasing, I think. Oh, that's the little cover card. Sorry, first picture you get is a naked butt. Sorry about that. But, butts happen. We all have them. I think it's kind of funny that it's new beginnings, but whatever. So I love this deck for the aesthetics. I think it's just gorgeous. It's so pretty. I hope you guys can see them okay. I don't know. Does it focus? Whatever. But, so I love, love, love this deck because I do think it's absolutely gorgeous. So there's that. Beautiful. Okay, so there's that. So the cards are stunning. The book is also really easy to use, like the tarot. So you just kind of, there aren't like any pictures or anything like that, but it just lets you, you just read what the card is about. It does require a bit more work if you're not like totally familiar and you don't have all the cards memorized. You can also go intuitively and how it just, works for you. But, so there's that. So love that one. This is actually an oracle deck that my youngest got for me. And so it is the Moon Witch Oracle. And then I found out there's actually a tarot that goes with this, so I think I'm gonna get the tarot. I don't know when, but I'm pretty jazzed about that because this is such a good deck. It doesn't seem like it would be because it looks like just a regular deck of playing cards, but it's actually an amazing deck. And the artwork on it is, on the back is pretty. It's very, very pretty. Kind of, appeals to my cottagecore aesthetic. So that's nice. And then the cards themselves, like on the, the business end here, is they're beautiful. I think they're just so beautiful. They're simplistic, but they're colorful in kind of a subdued way. And so I love them. I do these pretty much daily because I don't always have a lot of time and I'm naturally kind of lazy. So this is just super quick and easy to do a quick oracle for the day. And it tells you what the meaning is behind the card. Can you see that? Sorry if there's a glare. And it just makes it super easy because I don't have to use a book. I don't have to look anything up. I don't have to ponder all of my feelings and all that to kind of figure out what's going on. And so I love this deck. I love it. I use it all the time. I will use it during the day. I will use it anytime I feel like I just need a moment. This is the deck I pull. I'm also someone who really likes to shuffle. There's just something super satisfying about that. I don't know why, but yeah, it's very easy to use. They are comfortable in my hands. It's not too bulky, and it's certainly not as wide as those ones for my strange little carny hands. So love this deck. So yeah, so those are the three that I use. I do a full reading a couple times a week, but I use these, like I said, every single day, sometimes a couple times a day. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. So I love those. The next thing that I incorporate into my daily everything is I love incense. I love a good candle. And this is actually an oil blend that I got from Wood, Willow, and Whatnots. I found them at a Renaissance fair when we lived in Illinois. I'll just show you. This Midnight Moon is, oh my gosh, it reminds me of an oil I had when I was in high school, when I was just starting out as, what they call baby witches, but as a novice. And the blend was called Wicca. And I loved that blend, and you run out of things, and I was never able to get another one. And so this one just, oh my gosh, it gives me all the feels in the very best of ways. Love, love, love that oil. And it's got kind of a patchouli, musky, kind of an undertone to it. I don't know what's in the blend, but yeah, I actually, oops, this is like my second bottle. I love it. I have a little small one too. The other thing is I love to have my crystals. These are just the crystals that I'm really vibing with right now. This is an obsidian raven that I got at the farmer's market, and I don't know why, but he really speaks to me. I am a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan. I'm also a huge lover. Ravens are my favorite bird. They are. So I love him, and he's with me all the time. He sits with me during the day at work, and I'll bring him into the room when we go to bed at night. I love him. He's so cute. And yeah, so there's my little Corbid, or Corvid. And then I have an amethyst. I have some rainbow fluorite that my husband got for me. And I have a big old piece of agate. This is probably the newest one I've been carrying around. I kind of started off with just the raven for a few days, and then I added the amethyst, and then I wanted some rainbow fluorite, and then this piece of agate that I've had for who knows how long. I couldn't even tell you where I got that one, but I do know I got this one for my husband. I got this at a little metaphysical store in Indiana a billion years ago, and I think my husband got me this one also, but I don't remember from where. So that's that. And I don't know why, just some things kind of vibe with me. So the same farmer's market that I got the raven, I also got incense. I have dragon's blood and sandalwood in here, and I have been burning the living tar out of these, so I need to go get some more because I love these. Okay, so let's talk about, there are two things that I absolutely love when it comes to anything study like or working with anything. That is notebooks and pens, and of course pencils. I love color. I love the back to school season when all the notebooks and stuff go on sale. So of course I have a whole stack of those. I clearly have a problem. I also love index cards. And so yeah, that's pretty much my thing. So these are my newest ones. My husband just picked these up for me. I don't know if everybody has a Five Below, but that's what these are from, and they're super cool. They have kind of like the more neutral colors, so I love that, and they're a really fine point, and they were like less than $5, so not a bad deal. I don't know where I got these ones. I think I got these ones on Amazon, to be honest with you. And these are metallic-ish, kind of pearly markers. So I love those. And they are the whatever. This one I actually picked up at Marshall's, a whole set of them. And I love these, they write really well. And Lottie Dottie is the brand, Lottie Dottie. But like I said, I love to use color. I'll show you my Book of Shadows. I'll do like a, well, I mean, it's not really a Book of Shadows. I guess Book of Shadows is like the closest definition for what I use, but I'll show you how I use color. I love color. And so I love myself a good marker set or pen set that has all the colors. I do a lot of things with color, magic-wise too. So these we just picked up at Sam's, and they were on sale. I think it was like $12 for 18 of them. They are the double-ended markers, and oh my goodness, they are awesome. Love these. Again, appeals to my color squirrel. The next thing would be my little eraser set, also from my youngest. And then yes, even though these are just mechanical pencils and they are in all the different colors, do I write in specific colored pencil for things? Yes, I do. Do I know why? No, I just love to use the different colors, and so I use them all. When I write in my, this is where I keep all of like my thoughts and tarot readings and oracle readings. I keep them in here. Do I use the purple? Why, yes, I do. So I don't know why I do what I do. I just do it. It appeals to some weird sense in my brain, and it makes me happy. Okay. And then I also have colored pencils. And I know a lot of people use like really expensive colored pencils, and that's cool. I am a Crayola fan. Cheap and cheerful, that's how I go. But I love anything that's kind of like more muted color-wise. I do love color, but I love like, I'm really big into cottagecore and that whole aesthetic, the granny chic thing. That's me. So I love muted tones a lot. So I have all the things as far as colored pencils go, because that's me. Let's see. Move stuff out of the way. Okay. So, like I was saying, I love index cards. I don't know why, but I do. And I love to use them for planning. So sometimes I just need to jot down quick thoughts, quick notes. We have Mabon coming up, or Mabon, or Mabon. I think there's probably another dozen pronunciations for it, but I've always called it Mabon. Or fall equinox, if you would rather. Autumnal equinox. But anyhow, so I love index cards. And when I am jotting something down, like I'm working on something, I love being able to put quick notes on them, and then I can either tuck them into something, or I didn't have my notebook nearby, and I had asked a specific question. And so this was for my oracle reading from the 9th, as you can see. And so I just wrote down real quick, and then I'll transfer this into here, and then I will most likely, knowing me, erase it and then just use it again, or use them as bookmarks or whatever. But I am trying to plan our Mabon, and my husband and I are both on keto and doing quite well. So I don't want to lose that momentum, and while I appreciate that it is the second harvest, and I appreciate that corn and wheat play heavily into that, it's not really something that we can have for our diet. So I do make some adjustments. So I kind of go through and I look at, the symbolism, the herbs, and then I figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner. So like for Mabel, we're gonna have these herb biscuits that I made for Lunasa. They were so good, very reminiscent of like the Cheddar Bay biscuits that you would get at Red Lobster. They were delicious. They really were fantastic. A beef stew, because I can make that without any grain involvement, but still use stew. And we can have some carrot, we can have some, we can have celery, we can have, there's certain things that we can have. So I'll just beef up what we can and kind of either limit or omit what we can't. I'm gonna make a apple pie cheesecake, sorta. That's something that we can have, just reduce calories, that sort of thing. So anyway, so while I'm sitting at my desk working, also index cards are fantastic because they're small. I can jot a quick note and move on with my life. I also use like little notebook pages and that sort of thing, but I like index cards. Okay, so to go along with my having a problem with notebooks, because I do, this is, like I said, the one that I use to put my tarot and oracle readings into. Let's see, is there anything else in here? No, there's just that. Okay, this is one. These are pages for things I'm currently working on. So things that I will eventually be putting into my codex, because that's what I keep as a codex. Also where I plan, different things that I have coming up. So, of course, with Mabel, doing a really good cleaning of the house is one of those things that you can do for that. So for me, organization is always a struggle, and not notebook wise or like making lists or that sort of thing, but as far as like stuff, organizing for me is my Achilles heel. And I spend a lot of time in my kitchen. I am very much a kitchen cottage witch, and a very domesticated house witch, if you will. So my kitchen is a place where I spend a lot of my time. A lot of everything that I do is done in my kitchen. and my kitchen looks like it's been run over by a Mack truck. So this is my plan for reclaiming my kitchen. So it's my action plan for that. And so anyway, it just kind of goes into a notebook, and if once I get all the details ironed out, it will eventually make it into the codex as something that I accomplished and what I did, because I also want to cleanse it and that sort of thing and whatever. So that's that. Again, we are back to me planning for Mabon, and yeah, so like I said, the color thing is really like, it's a thing for me. It's my thing. And I love colors. So these are just pages actually out of my codex, and I just pulled them out because they're in sheet protectors. I do like to use a combination of things that I print as well as things that I handwrite. It just works better for me depending on how much time I have. And again, still more Maven type stuff. And again, we're using color. These were things that I did for Lunasa. Just kind of plotting and planning all of that. These will eventually make it into the codex as well. But other than the sheet that came out of my codex, these loose ones are ones that begin here. Once I get details ironed out, they move over. This is currently for recipes. I don't know why this one has two, but whatever. So this was those biscuits I was saying. So good. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love. But yeah, so that's what I had done for Lunasa. So that recipe is there. At some point, it'll probably make it onto an index card, and will actually go into a recipe box that I have. I have a really cool vintage recipe box that I keep. This one is for financial planning and budgeting, because like I said, I am very much a house witch. Being a house witch also means that you have to do budgeting, planning, that sort of thing. You have to adult. That goes in here. This one is still empty. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one yet, but I'm sure I'll find something. So those are my notebooks that I'm working through right now. Sort of. These are just the lined ones mostly. Okay. So cat hair happens. We have 4 cats. This is going to be, I will actually unveil this one in another video. It's actually a project I'm currently working on, and I'm working quite diligently on. It's one that I felt I very much so needed to do. And so I will show you the front page, but I'm not going to show you the rest of it because it's not time yet, but I will show you soon. I love the term codex. I don't know why. I just do, because it just seems to describe everything. I also have a thing for mushrooms. They look like little penises to me. I'm not going to apologize for it. It makes me giggle. I love mushrooms. So that's this, and then I will show you the rest of that as it is unveiled. I purchased this a really long time ago, but it's made in such a way that I was looking at it, and if I needed to add more pages, I actually could. But yeah, I love it. I love the fact that the paper is really good quality and nothing bleeds through. You'll just have to take my word for it right now. But like I said, I will show you more details of this when the time is right. Okay. Next is another one of my planning notebooks, and this is one that I was using before I got the blue one. In fact, I have used it so much that I'm on like the last couple of pages back here. Yeah. So just more planning stuff. Just more, you know, notes, that sort of thing. lot of what is in there is very much so a part of what's going on with the little handmade journal. This is my newest one, so I'll show you that one last. I have this one, it's actually just a sketchbook. I'm one of those people, I typically like to leave the first page blank. I don't know why. This is, has to do with mostly our business stuff. My husband and I have our own business, so for making things, I was planning out like prices and that sort of stuff. I make jewelry, is my big thing, and then I also do like scrunchies and hair bows and that sort of stuff. But so it's kind of an accessories thing, but then my husband does woodworking. He's actually incredible at it. So if you ever want to see pictures of what he's got going on, I am happy to show you that. These are actually pages that I'm working on for my codex currently. And then here's a bent page that's going to absolutely make me crazy because I can't stand bent paper. So there's that. So I'm working on a candle color meaning page for my codex. I'm also, let's see, this is moon water. And then I was working on some like herbal stuff too. Anything else? Anyway, so I work on things when I have time. Unfortunately, I do work full time. So yeah, and then like I said, my husband and I have our own business. And so we have the handmade items side of it, but then we also have a vintage resale side of it, and that takes a lot of our time. It's one of those things. But we're always busy. So this is the newest one that my husband just got for me when he got me the markers from Five Below, or the pens from Five Below. And again, we're back to mushrooms. I already told you why I love them. They make me giggle. I love them. And I love this because it's kind of gilded. Can you see the shiny? So it appeals to my inner niffler. Yes, I'm also a Harry Potter fan. But I love the colors because they're kind of those muted tones. Mushrooms, can't lose. And I haven't started this one yet. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with this one. I have a kind of generalized idea, but we'll see. So there's that. And then here is, do I have it right side up? I do. So this is my codex. And my codex has been through a lot. I've had it for a long time. Wow. 11 years now since I started this one. I've had other ones that I've kind of dismantled and then kind of incorporated into this one, but this one has been going since 2012. I can do a better flip through for you at some point in the future if you would like to see it. I don't mind sharing my book. I do need to recover it, so maybe I'll do a video on it when I redo it, but yeah. She's been to war and back. So yeah, so this is my first page. And so like I said, I like to use a combination of online, images and stuff like that, and printing things off because just honestly it's easier. But yeah, so this is the front page. It says, "Forgotten are the gods in the lands they called their own. Where once many were honored and loved, they call upon one alone. But within my heart they are alive, and ever shall they be. O beloved ancient ones, I have not forsaken thee." And then I go into my dedications and that sort of thing, and then of course my different sections. So I am an eclectic Wiccan, and I have been for 32 years now. 32 years. It's been a long time. So yeah, so there's a lot of information in the book. So these are my different things that I love to work with. Just kind of a quick flip through. Okay. As you can see, I pull pages out and then I'm not really good about always remembering to get them slid back into their sheets, but you know, that's me. My new year begins with Samhain. And these are actually old pages. I would recycle paper. I used to work for a company and we always had to print off cover sheets, and so I would save the cover sheets and reuse the paper because I thought it was such a waste. But anyhow, that is me. And so you can see I use the color a lot. Like I said, if you want, I can totally do a walkthrough for you. Different things that I have drawn, things I worked on, different pages that are handwritten. So of course, air is in yellow. Fire is red. Water is in blue. Earth is in green. I mean, you can do it, you know, however you want to. And of course, since this was a codex, I wanted to make sure I put in, like, I don't know, I called it Wiccan definitions. It's just pagan definitions, honestly. I know there's, you know, are all witches Wiccan and all, no. You can be, you know, all Wiccans are pagan. Not all witches are Wiccan, but witches are pagan. So, I mean, it's kind of semantics, I guess, but however you choose to believe is you. The Witch's Rune. The Spell of the Court. I use this one a lot. I like this one a lot. Not magic, my thing. I use it to make a witch's, they call them Jacob's ladders, I guess, if you're Christian, but I use them for that, a witch's ladder, basically. For creativity, I also love to write and write stories, and I was having a moment, so I wrote a spell for that. But this is how I plan out my spells. And these are just some of them that I'll show you, but I'm very much a planner, and if I'm going to do a spell, I'm going to do all the research for the spell. I'm going to look up correspondences, everything that I need, and I will do it on a specific date. So this one I did April 10th, 2013, new moon for creative ventures, the color, just everything. I'll even do like time of day if I need to. So I very much so do not take spell work willy-nilly. I know you can create a spell in just, you know, a few moments or what have you, but for the intentions that I'm trying to do, I do a lot of thought. I feel like it also infuses more and more of my energy into the final result. So that's what I did. So that's that. I don't even know if you can see these pages because the glare is kind of bad, sorry. But money spells. Anyway, so those are my spells back there. The other reason why this is a codex for me is my children were always welcome to read. I have two that are still pagan, and I have one that's kind of atheist agnostic, I guess. But anyway, if they ever wanted to read or learn, then it was open to them. And it wasn't something that I kept hidden away. It was just, they knew where to find it. Okay, so to kind of go along with what I'm kind of working with right now, I will show you some of the books I've been using that I'm really loving. So this is from the same publisher. Two of them are by the same author, but so the Kitchen Witch, the Green Witch. Can you see it? I don't know. Does it show up? Again, you know, we've got that similar color aesthetic that I love, but it's the information I was going for, and I've been like notating different things. And the House Witch. Magical Herbs. I have more books. I have like Scott Cunningham's. I have his Herbal, his Crystal. There's another one I have. Anyway, but those are put up. But these are ones that I've just been really kind of enjoying learning. This is an amazing book if you do candle magic, and I do a lot of candle magic. So I love this one. It's a good book, so if you don't have it, you should probably get it. And some things are just kind of nice to have refreshers on also, so that's one of the reasons why I love these. So yeah, okay, so this is the tarot guide that I was telling you about when I was showing my tarot deck. Awesome book, love it. It's very, very informative, very, very easy to read and easy to follow. It has so much information. It's incredible. And I use this because, like I said, I am still learning tarot even after a couple of years. It's been a long time. Because I've actually been doing tarot for probably off and on, probably 15 years, pretty steady for the last couple of years. But yeah, definitely not an expert at tarot by any stretch of the imagination. Even if you stretch that imagination really, 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 really far, I'm nowhere near that. So I love this. It gives a lot of good instruction. Very cool. This one, it's kind of mixed for me. I bought it because I was super excited because I thought, hey, it's the complete book of correspondences. It's not really complete, and I'm not loving how it's set up. And you can see my puppy has had a good sniff at it too, because you can see the, I don't know if you can see that, the smudgies from his nose. Whenever I bring out anything witchy related, all the furbs want to come hang out, which is fine. But, I mean, it does. I don't particularly love how it's set up. And, yeah, so I don't know. I'm still figuring out how I can incorporate it for my use, but I mean, the index is kind of a hot mess. And it's just kind of, for me, it's kind of all over the place, and it's not how my brain works, so I struggle with it a lot. So, I don't know. If you like it, cool. If you haven't tried it, I mean, you know, if you want to buy it, go for it. It's like 35 bucks. It is what it is. This one, I picked this one up because a conversation with someone, and they were new to magic and to witchcraft and all that good stuff, and they'd asked about it. I didn't know what it was. I'd never heard of it. I bought it on sale, I think. Yeah, it was on Amazon probably, and I think it was on sale. So I picked it up, and I mean, it's decent. There are a couple of, you know, things in here that I've marked that I want to look over some more. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, yeah, this one's finding a home. My husband and I are actually looking at buying a house, so I was kind of like interested in that. There's some, I don't know, there are a few things I'm kind of like about, but for the most part it's pretty decent. Yeah, so I mean, I would use it as like, or as I'm using it, as kind of a starting point, kind of an, you know, kind of get like the gist of something. I do like that, you know, she's included the timing. I'm one of those people that kind of cross-check things and double-check and all that kind of stuff. But I do like how this is set up a little bit better. So it's pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it. I mean, if you're, especially if you're new, and I don't know, it's a great starting point for spell writing. This one has all kinds of tabs in it. I actually picked this one up for my younger two when they had asked about Wicca, and so I started them off on a year today. And my biggest problem with this book is if, let's see, I can go back. And so I did notate a lot of things. for the kids, and there are some really cool things in there, like, they're just, you know, there is. But where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to like not make this video 8,000 years long. But, oh, there's always a what you'll need section, and like items you'll need to gather, and it tells you what you're going to need for the next, you know, 30 days or for the next month. Okay, so like this month, for days 30 or 60 to 90, you'll need a 5 to 6 inch red taper, dried and powdered acorns or dried white oak bark, dittany of Crete, and just glycerin, patchouli, sage. I mean, some of the stuff you would already have, but if you're new, it really makes you feel like you have to run out to your nearest whatever or online and start ordering all this stuff. Dried holly, dried powdered oak, a small burning vessel, self-igniting charcoal and matches, small amount of dried pine needles, 2 pints of brown ale. I mean, it's literally got, you know, every 30 days you have to go and spend, you know, however much money you're going to need to do this, and you don't. So that's my biggest gripe with this book, is I don't know who they're getting kickbacks for or from, but oh my goodness, look at the magical items you need to gather for this 30 days. I mean, it's like a page and a half of just shit. The reality is that you can charge anything with any kind of intention that you want and use it. I mean, you have to know how to charge things, of course, but I have never needed so much stuff to do. And so I definitely don't want anyone to feel like, you know, they have to do all of this gathering and all of this stuff to do magic. Now, when it comes to other things, like his discussion, like, you know, the topic of Beltane and learning about Beltane and the meaning of Beltane and that stuff's really cool. And I definitely enjoyed this part of it. Just the different, and obviously it wasn't just Beltane, but like, you know, consecrations of earth, starting the circle, water blessings, like, you know, that stuff, that information is awesome. So like the information part is fantastic. You must gather, you know, a year's worth of supplies is just not my thing. But anyway, so this was good for the information, not so much for the you need to have, because you don't need to have. The books I use are just ones that I'm into or speak to me, or I've had someone ask me about them, and so, you know, whatever. Right now for the project that I'm working on, I've been kind of picking through different resources. I'm going back to my own Book of Shadows and looking at different things. But yeah, so that's kind of how what I've got going on right now. Like I said, I don't use all of them all the time. I just decided to show you the books I was working on or looking at, thinking about, that sort of thing. But I do use my notebooks a lot, and I use the index cards a lot, and I use color a lot, and I've been working on a really big project that I will be unveiling soon, hopefully. So stay tuned for that. But mostly my mornings are spent meditating, doing my tarot or oracle reading for the day, enjoying the fragrance of some incense and lighting a candle and just chilling before work, because that's what I like to do. And I'll read a couple chapters in, any one of the books, or I'll watch some of my favorite YouTubers who also make witchy videos. So it's kind of how I do my thing. I think it's important to have that time set aside for yourself, to just kind of reconnect with the spirit, with the all, with the universe, with yourself. And yeah, I call it my witchy Bible study time. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too terribly long. Thank you so much for being patient, and stay tuned for more. Hopefully you enjoy these videos. So thank you so much for being here, and y'all have a wonderful and fantastic day, and blessed be. Bye.